Cleopatra VII, Cleopatra, the last active ruler of the Ptolemaic Kingdom of Egypt, is renowned for her political acumen, her captivating beauty, and her tumultuous relationships with Julius Caesar and Mark Antony, but the fates of her children often fade into the shadows of their parents' dramatic lives. While Cleopatra's political maneuvers and romances have been extensively documented, understanding the lives and eventual outcomes of her children presents a more complex and fragmented historical puzzle. Cleopatra bore several children, each with a different father. Ptolemy XV Caesarion with Julius Caesar, Alexander Helios, Cleopatra Selene II, and Ptolemy Philadelphus, all with Mark Antony. Let's begin with Caesarion, Cleopatra's eldest and, in her eyes, her rightful heir. Born Ptolemy XV Caesar, he inherited both his Roman father's name and, arguably, his potential for power. Cleopatra strategically positioned Caesarion to succeed her, hoping to maintain an independent Egypt and ensure the continuation of the Ptolemaic dynasty. He was officially recognized as a king of Egypt, though his authority was often overshadowed by Cleopatra's own influence. Following Julius Caesar's assassination in 44 BC, Cleopatra skillfully navigated the ensuing power vacuum in Rome. She ensured Caesarion's safety and continued to cultivate his image as the legitimate heir, despite the rising power of Caesar's adopted son, Octavian. However, Octavian, later known as Augustus, viewed Caesarion as a direct threat to his own ambitions. After forming the Second Triumvirate with Mark Antony and Lepidus, Octavian relentlessly pursued Caesarion. In 31 BC, Antony and Cleopatra were decisively defeated by Octavian's forces at the Battle of Actium. Following their defeat, Cleopatra and Antony fled to Egypt, where they faced imminent capture by Octavian's army. Octavian ordered Caesarion's execution, fearing that he posed a future claim to power, even after Cleopatra's death. Caesarion, at the young age of only 19, was murdered shortly after, effectively ending any potential for a revived Ptolemaic dynasty. The precise circumstances of his death remain shrouded in some mystery, but accounts suggest he was killed by a Roman soldier under Octavian's command. The death of Caesarion marked the final end of the Ptolemaic dynasty and the incorporation of Egypt into the Roman Empire. Now let's turn to Alexander Helios, Cleopatra's son with Mark Antony. Unlike Caesarion, Alexander Helios escaped the immediate fallout of Actium. He was taken by his maternal grandmother, Cleopatra's sister Arsinoe IV, to Armenia, where he married and became a prince. His marriage to Phia, a princess of Media, consolidated his position in the region and provided him with political leverage. He had several children with Phia, including Alexander Ptolemaeus, who would later become the king of Armenia in 38 AD. Alexander Helios lived a relatively long life, eventually returning to Egypt under the reign of Emperor Tiberius. He received a pardon and was allowed to live in Egypt, though his political influence was significantly diminished. His story exemplifies the complex interplay of politics, family, and survival in the tumultuous Roman world. Next, we have Cleopatra Selene II, another daughter of Mark Antony and Cleopatra. Selene's fate was closely intertwined with that of her brother Alexander Helios. She married Archelaus, the king of Cappadocia, a Roman client kingdom in Asia Minor. This marriage strengthened the Cappadocian kingdom and ensured Selene's position as a queen. She was known for her patronage of the arts and learning, contributing to the cultural vibrancy of Cappadocia. Selene and Archelaus had several children, including Plathina, who married Gaius Julius Geta, a Roman senator. Her descendants would eventually become part of the Roman aristocracy, integrating their Egyptian heritage into the Roman elite. Silenen's life demonstrates how individuals could navigate the transition between cultures and create lasting legacies in a new world. Finally, Ptolemy Philadelphus, the youngest of Cleopatra's children with Mark Antony. His early life was marked by instability and conflict, as his parents struggled to maintain their power against Octavian. Following the defeat at Actium, Ptolemy Philadelphus was taken to Rome and raised under the watchful eye of Octavian. Octavian ensured that Ptolemy received a Roman education, distancing him from his Egyptian heritage. Unlike his siblings, Ptolemy Philadelphus never held any significant political power. He lived a quiet and unremarkable life in Rome, never regaining any claim to the Egyptian throne. His story serves as a poignant reminder of the devastating impact of political upheaval on individual lives. In conclusion, the lives of Cleopatra's children were profoundly shaped by the tumultuous events of their time. Caesarion's tragic end symbolized the death of the Ptolemaic dynasty, while Alexander Helios, Cleopatra Selene II, and Ptolemy Philadelphus navigated complex political landscapes to forge their own paths. Their stories offer a multifaceted view of the Roman world and the human cost of power, ambition, and conquest.